This is TIBN. This is the Witch, Women in Transportation Community Hour. Your guests tonight are Baby Doll and Miss TJ. And our producer is John. Nurse Patty is out. She's in Maine. She had a funeral to go to, so wishing her the best of luck and safe travels on her way home. We have some interesting news and some interesting articles for you tonight. But first, before we get started, we ask you to please support the following groups, which would be TOUGH. Truckers United for Freedom, Sovereign Roads with Ron Stinson, Truckers for Christ with Stephen Myers, Truckers Back the Blue with John, Truckers Final Mile, Robert Palm, Real Women in Trucking, Desiree Wood, and She Trucking with Sherry Moore. You can find us on YouTube, Spreaker, Twitter. If you like the show, please share and hit like. That would be great. If not, it's okay because we'd like to do this for fun anyways. We'd like to give our condolences to the state troopers in New Hampshire. New Hampshire has lost a veteran state trooper in the line of duty. Staff Sergeant Jesse Sherrill was killed in an accident that is investigated on Route 95 this past Thursday. The crash occurred at 12:33 a.m. between the cruiser and a tractor-trailer with a Lay's logo near the northbound end exit 5 at Portsmouth. Sheriff was a veteran officer of the state police for 19 years, and prior to that, he served as a police officer in Hooksett, New Hampshire. He was an assistant troop commander of Troop A in Epping. Nathan Noyes, colonel of the New Hampshire State Parole, held a press conference at 11 a.m., which was also attended by our governor, Chris Sununu. The investigation into the crash is being handled by the Maine State Police. The driver of the tractor-trailer was treated and released from the Portsmouth Regional Hospital. Noel said Cheryl was working on a paving detail with Brock's Industry installing rumble strips when the accident occurred in a mobile work zone. It was scheduled for work from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. A 911 caller reported a serious accident at 12:33, he said. Emergency personnel responded, and Cheryl and the driver of the tractor-trailer were taken into the hospital, where Cheryl was pronounced deceased. With the state police request and approval of the Rockingham County Attorney, Maine State Police Crash Reconstruction Unit and the Maine State Police Trooper K Commercial Enforcement are investigating. Cheryl began his career as law enforcement in 2001 in Hooksett. He was hired by New Hampshire State Police on December 13, 2002, and during 19 years he's held various assignments from Troop F in the North Country, the Eternal General Task Force, and the Troop A in the South, where he became Assistant Truth Commander. He was just promoted this past August. Noyes, who lost his father, a state trooper in the line of duty, said Cheryl was known as a trooper's trooper, a considerate, dedicated professional, and truly a family man. Noyes asked for privacy on behalf of the family. He said more information should be provided when it becomes available by the Maine State Police. Those with information about this accident are please asked to call 603-223-4381. Sununu, the United State of New Hampshire, is in mourning, and they've been having the flags at half-mast. We like to extend our sincerest condolence to the family, to the men and women who served beside him in the state police, and reiterated the request for privacy for what is a very trying time for this family. Any type of accident is always a very trying time. I mean, anything like that is just really tough.
Yes, it is.
It's really tough, so our condolence to that. The next story we have tonight is from the trucker. Police chase stolen big rig around Los Angeles.
I missed that one.
A man driving a semi stolen from individual food service company Wednesday night in East Los Angeles led police on an hour-long chase through the city maze of freeways. God, that guy must have had a hell. He must have had a CDL.
That they took all the tires out. And he was rolling with the tires out. I say that. I remember that.
The pursuit lasted 8 hours, according to the California, CHIPS. We'll just say CHIPS because we all know what that is. We all saw that show.
Right.
At one point, police were able to puncture the several tires on the rigs, but the pursuit continued until the stopped on the 55 freeway in Santa Ana. After a standoff, he surrendered. No injuries were reported, and the suspect wasn't named. I wanted him to be named. Why didn't they name him?
Because family has not been contacted yet.
Right, it wasn't an accident. It wasn't a death. So I'm not sure about that. I mean, I could name him. Right?
Right.
We want a name. We want to know who this guy was that did all that.
What company he's with.
Well, it's a stolen truck.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's right.
So if he stole the truck.
Yeah.
Now, the other article from American Trucker was trucking is short 80,000 drivers. 80,000 drivers. What the hell?
That's actually nothing compared to how many drivers we have, right? How many trucks we have.
Yeah, percentage-wise, I think it would work out, but, I mean, come on. ATA put out the latest snapshot of the truck driver shortage shows that its current trends persist over the next decade. The driver shortage could hit 160,000. Is this their way to bring in the autonomous vehicles because there's not enough drivers?
Well, hell, Scott Jordan said it was going to be 160,000 drivers and companies last year in 2020.
Well,
I guess he's off a little bit, right?
Well, it is Scott Jordan.
Yeah, right.
And we have to remember, he's the god of the trucking industry.
Oh, I know. And he's God's right-hand man.
And, yes, right. And, when you have that type of IQ, yeah.
Well, you know what they say. Sometimes you can be so damn smart, you're stupid. Oh, wait a minute. Did I say that out loud?
I think you did. But that's okay. But there are shortages. And there's a lot of shortages, and we all know why. It's coming to a point where, let's face it, they want to bring in diversity. I'm going to read about that after, so we'll just talk about that a little bit later because that's going to be kind of interesting because the diversity issue is a big issue now.
Yeah.
But anyways.
That's a whole
The
show
Tex-
on itself.
Yeah, the Texas DOT asking for input on the I-20 study. So I hope you drivers, if you're driving that corridor, please try to look into that so they can do the route study. I'm not quite sure. It says the Department of Transportation is asking for input as part of the interstate corridor study. The study area spans along I-20 from the I-10 junction to Reeves County to the Texas-Louisiana state line, a distance of 635 miles.
Uh-huh.
So what they're trying to do is that they're trying to figure out either a better way or something to do with that corridor because there's always problems. I don't know.
Why is there always problems? There ain't nothing out there but highway.
I don't know. They're trying to do a study because they always they need to do studies.
Well, they
'Cause
gotta have
studies,
ways
who's
to steal money and
Well,
put it somewhere. Yeah. So they gotta do studies.
If they don't spend $4, $5, $10 million on a study, and then the study doesn't produce anything, I think there's quite a lot of those studies.
Yeah, they just need pocket money.
I think they also did a study on, like they do studies on different types of amphibians, like frogs and tadpoles, and what happens. And so I think you need to spend a few more millions. They have to do that. I mean,
well, hell, we
what are
learned
they
that
going to
shit
do
in
with all that
elementary
money?
school.
If they don't do studies, what are they going to do with all that money? And how are they going to find?
Well, we already know what they do with the study money.
The Department of Transportation spent $65 million on studies for autonomous vehicles. How much do you think they'll get out of the infrastructure bill?
Nothing. That infrastructure bill gave nothing to drivers, but that's not unusual.
Never said it was for drivers. I'm just saying for the DOT.
I know.
To waste money.
Yeah.
The trucker also put out, Senator does file a bill to exempt truckers from the vaccine order. But now, we are so glad, I'll read this, in Washington, Senator Marsha Blackburn, of a Republican from Tennessee, thank you, Tennesseans, has introduced legislation to exempt truckers and other essential workers from the COVID-19 vaccine mandate. They are soon to be implemented by OSHA as directed by our famous President Joe Biden. The world is just so impressed with you, Joe. Sleepy Joe, they just love you. Dubbed the Keeping Our COVID-19 Heroes Employed Act, the measure defines essential workers as anyone who is a governing body deems essential or who has been exempt from any restrictions during the pandemic response. Todd Spencer, president of OIDA, hailed Blackburn for her intervention. OIDA thanks Senator Blackburn for introducing legislation that will ensure vaccinated remains a personal decision for truckers. Throughout the pandemic, we provided our members with the most up-to-date information on vaccines, but have also maintained that vaccination is a personal choice just like any other health decision. OIDA's stance has been that truckers already are confronted with an excessive amount of regulations and mandates. That's right, we are. Trucking is one of the most regulated professions in the country. And the ongoing supply chain crisis has exposed the unpaid wait times and other difficult working conditions drivers are forced to endure. These are just a couple of reasons the industry has long suffered from excessively high driver turnaround problem. Congress must ensure the industry can better attract and retain drivers who have already been critical in keeping the supply chain moving. This legislation will help to accomplish that.
Well,
And now we just heard that the Fifth Circuit Court has banned the mandate right now. There's all on hold because now they're realizing it is unconstitutional. So hopefully it stays that way.
The only loophole for the mandate, they gotten rid of it in trucking, is if you were a solo driver. It's only for solo drivers that got exempt.
Nope, didn't say that. Just said all drivers.
Okay, well, the other day it was only solo drivers. So something must have changed.
Yeah, well, he said this is for all drivers. This is the senator says it's all drivers. It has to be all drivers.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But
because why would it be solo drivers when you have a lot of team drivers out there?
We do.
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, the difference between solo and teams is
I get
teams
that.
is you got people in there with you.
Yeah, I get that.
And they want you to wear a mask in the truck with the team.
Well, they can take that mask and shove it up, Actually, they can take that mask and use it to wipe their butts. How about that?
Yeah.
Because you never know. You could be stuck somewhere where there's no toilet paper, no hand sanitizer, and no bathroom, which they did to the drivers all during COVID. So, yeah, that's what they can do with those masks. They might come in handy, drivers, for that. Little tinkle, here you go. Here's the mask. Hide it up. More than $590,000 of meth has seized from another semi at the border. You guys got to be stupid. Laredo, Texas, the U.S. Customs and Border Protection and Office of the Field Operations Office seized more than $590,000 worth of meth recently during a semi-truck search. Damn. The accident occurred on at the end of October at the World Trade Bridge. Officers encountered a Daily Express consignment truck arriving from Mexico. The truck was hauling one mini split air conditioning unit. Only one? Okay, that would be a heads up. I only have one air conditioner, sir.
But you know what they do, right?
The 2019 Freightliner was referred to for a canine and non-intrusive imaging system inspection, resulting in the discovery of 29.93 pounds of methamphetamine within the air conditioner. I can't help but laugh at this. You got to be dumb. The narcotics have an estimated street value of $590,000. And it actually can go up to $598,000. It's just, just going to depend who's buying it.
Well, you know they're going to let one truck get busted and the other truck's going to go by.
Through. But
trust me, they're not stupid to lose that much dope.
Yeah, no kidding.
They got a decoy truck.
Now, here's something very interesting. And my husband John has talked about this, and Lee, the Schmitz, have talked about this. And I don't know how many, I think maybe one other person, but I can't remember. Cyber attackers strike Martin Transportation. Cyber attacks are happening in the transportation. Mm-hmm. Martin Transportation Limited officials have told the Securities and Exchange Commission that they were the victims of a cyber attack in October that accessed encrypted files on company servers. Let me think what those would be. In a Wednesday filing with the CEC, the company said that the unauthorized access happened on October and included the download of certain data files. Promptly upon discovery of the incident, the company launched an investigation and engaged legal counsel and industry-leading incident response professionals. The SEC filing stated, the company has notified law enforcement and will provide any notices that may be required by the applicable laws. The filing further stated that while the investigation of the incident is ongoing, the company has implemented a series of containment and remediation measures to address the situation and reinforce the security of its information technology systems. As a result, the company was able to fully restore functionality to its information technology systems quickly with minimal disruptions in its operations. Based on its preliminary assessment, Martin officials said they do not believe the incident will have a material impact on its business operations and financial results. Nonetheless, the investigation indicated that certain employees' data may have been at risk during the event, and out of abundance of caution, the company is offering its employees with credit monitoring and identity restoration services at no cost for 2 years.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Thank you. That shouldn't have happened at all. But what do we know? ELDs and everything else.
Oh, no. We was told in 2017 we was full of shit. We didn't know what we was talking about. Even when we gave them a video of a teenager acting in a truck.
Yep. Doesn't matter.
But we're idiots.
Doesn't matter. Keep that going. Just, keep giving us more technology. And they have all these laws. You can't use your phone in the truck. But when your ELD's going off and your dispatcher is trying to get you, you're going to look over at that and see what's going on. Mm-hmm. I mean, you just can't help it.
Well, I do want to take a second and say congratulations, ATA and OIDA, for getting this win.
That's right.
We may all agree to disagree, but thank you. That's the one thank you you'll probably get.
Well,
what you think, John?
Well, I think it's pretty nice that they got that win, but did the Supreme Court just offer all Americans a win?
All Americans got the win.
Yeah.
All of us, truck drivers, everybody. I mean, everybody's fighting for the same thing.
Mm-hmm, we are.
And it's really tough that it's stuff that we shouldn't even have to go through.
We got Jeremy Johnson on here. We got
Hey, Jeremy.
Charles Bundy's here.
Hey,
Left
Charles. How you guys
Hey,
doing tonight? I
Forrest
hope you're having a
Smith.
good night. Now, there's a sad thing that came out of the trucker this week was a Texas bus driver saves kids from disaster with a big rig.
Oh, no.
You know, in Lorraine, Texas, a Texas superintendent filing is in as a bus driver is being hailed as a hero after evacuating the vehicle just before the 18-wheeler struck it. The accident occurred on October 27 along Interstate 20, about 10 miles east of Colorado City, Texas. Lorraine ISD Superintendent Dustin Anders had just guided the stalling bus to the shoulder, but not all the way before his engine completely died. He was driving that day due to a driver shortage. Andrews quickly ushered the 27 students ranging in age from pre-kindergarten to 9th grade off the bus and away from the interstate, just in case something happened. He then began calling other school officials and parents to let them know the bus had broke down. Anders told the Colorado Record that 3 to 4 minutes later, an 18-wheeler clipped the rear of the bus, completely destroying the back third of it. The right sleeper on the Kenwood tractor was dented and scraped, but the trailer took the brunt of the damage, ripping open to expose its cargo of dried goods. We're all in this world together. Show some. Okay, so
I've got a lot of questions about that. Was it raining that day? Was
No,
it
I
foggy that
think-
day? Was
I
it?
have a picture here of it, and it looks like what happened. The bus pulled over, and there really wasn't enough space because there's a guardrail on the other side of the bus. And the tractor trailer, if there's a car coming on his left side, he had no choice. He was going to hit that bus because the bus is over the line.
Yeah.
And then it was pushed into the guardrail even more.
Well,
so the driver.
but that's not actually true.
Well, that's,
Because I don't know about y'all, and I wear glasses and I'm blind as a bat. But if you're paying
That's
attention, you can see that from a mile and minimum a half a mile. You see a bus with a blinker on and it's unloading children. You slow down and move over.
well,
Sorry,
yeah.
I'm funny about it. That's my pet peeve. Move your ass over or slow down till that car gets past you and then move over. Before you get, so this don't happen. I don't give no excuses for that.
Yeah, I have to wait to see how the whole thing gets
Or
reported
you
out.
turn your own fucking flashers on and you almost stop.
Stop. Yeah.
Yeah, you do not do this.
That is true. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm a slow driver anyways. Even when I drove.
You don't really know all the circumstances.
No,
right?
I
mean, you don't know if
don't.
it was over a hill, around a corner, or bend, or
Well,
whatever.
No, it
I
could be.
understand, but
And if the truck and the bus died. So if that tractor trailer's, if that guy driving coming up and he can't pull over
I understand.
and he can't stop. So it's so hard to decide.
Well, I understand, but if this guy had enough time to get all those kids off that bus,
Well, you have to
before that
understand
truck hit
when
him-
you're a bus driver, you have to do a bus evacuation. You got to get those kids off that bus within 3 minutes. All the kids know what they have to do because they're trained to get off. When the
you was
driver
talking
runs,
about
I
that
told you
to
that when
me,
the
yeah.
driver runs down to the back of the bus, opens that emergency chute, the oldest kids jump out and start getting the young kids out together, and they're told where to go automatically,
I know.
just in case the driver is impaired. They teach that. That's why sometimes there's older kids on the bus with the younger kids. But that's how they do it up
But
here.
more often than any, it is a preventable accident.
Yeah. Well,
And there are
wouldn't-
cases,
I
but
get it,
not
yeah.
many.
so. Anyways, the next one we had was the trucker. For all you Volvo drivers out there, Volvo does an issue recall for a transmission issue, another transmission issue recall. Volvo Trucks is recalling approximately 162 model year 2022 VNL tractors for an issue with the ECM that affects the transmission, according to the National Highway Safety, blah, 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 you know. I hate these acronyms. The NHTSA, they just came out, said that the electronic control unit software may allow the transmission to shift into neutral unexpectedly. Well, that would be fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
You mean people drive a Volvo?
Affected trucks include the 2022 VLL manufactured between January 4th, 2021 and October 4th of 2021 with a Cummins ISL and Eaton Endurance transmission. The software issues with Volvo electronic control unit software is not an Eaton or Cummins issue according to the recall notice. Dealers will reprogram the ECM free of charge. Yeah, no kidding, really. Come on, you're not stupid. Owners can contact Volvo Trucks customer service at 1-800-528-6586 with recall number. Now, here's the recall number. RVXX2104. NHTSA's recall number is 21V-781. So, guys, remember those numbers.
Yeah,
if you don't remember those numbers or the 800 numbers, just go to your local Volvo dealer and say, fix my truck. Oh, I scared myself. I thought there's a spider on my finger and it landed on my shirt. I went,
well, we got Todd Campbell in the house, too.
Hey, Todd, how you doing,
all
hon?
the boys in the house.
It's a funny Sunday night.
Say something. Milkshake brings the boys to the yard.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
You guys got some splaining to do. Last Sunday was Halloween, right?
Well, the thing... listen.
Well.
We had things to do on Halloween.
Yes, we had to fly out. We had some stuff
Yeah,
to
they're
handle.
flying around taunting kids trick-or-treating.
Listen.
Bag grab.
Well,
Give me that bag, kid. I got to run
That's
house
right,
and
because you know
divvy
why?
it out to other
I have
kids.
to tell you, I need candy to bribe my kids at school. So I'll steal those little bastards' candy and give it to the kids that need it. The good children.
They all need it.
Not those little bad children.
Glad to have all y'all. Thank you for joining us.
From the trucker, Rand McNally GPS software is updated. Now here goes my thing with the ELDs and all that electronics we're not supposed to look at when we're driving. But Rand McNally just came out with a new GPS software. So if I'm driving down the road, because usually what we used to do was take out your map and you would map out your route. But now that we have GPS, so are you holding your GPS in your hand like this and you're going, I'm driving.
No,
wait a minute, am I doing this?
No, we got it. It's about this big. It depends on what
Oh,
it is.
that's right.
Or it's up in the top corner.
That's right. So when I'm driving, I get to look over here or up here. Up here. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I got to get my glasses. Hold on. I got to see the... Yeah, okay. Safety.
Yeah.
Am I right? Safety. I'm
okay.
talking about safety. But anyways, this is out of Chicago. Rand McNally has announced a major over-the-air upgrade to its RAN navigation GPS software. The upgrade, which involves a full map update and extensive improvements to the routing and interface, will be available for all the latest models. Okay? So get your tablets, your Overdrive, your Rand McNally TND, okay? The full map updates includes revisions to the highway and roads, travel centers, and truck services, trucks, buffets, and general points of interest for drivers, as well as rest areas, scales, wait stations, and more. You know what I didn't notice it didn't say on here? It didn't say parking spots.
Oh no, that's
But
no, that's taboo.
I'm just really upset about it. I'm going to have to write Rand McNally and say, look, I don't give a crap about all this other stuff, but I really would like to know where I can park at night, or maybe early in the morning, or just where I can park my truck.
Well, hell, if you figure that out, you let all the rest of us know.
Hey, they're doing all this. I mean, come on. You want me to buy your service? But anyways, Rand McNally year-round property research layers. They do a research layers of 33% more trucks and for road data than any other GPS providers. Wow. The upgrade will be rolling out to the device near you all during the month of November. So you can hook into that.
The last Rand McNally I bought cost me $600.
Sean, I'll be taking you to the loony bin when I see you. So.
That's why he got the bird tonight. So.
Yeah.
I just want to take a moment to point out to everybody that Cheryl Pollard originated flipping the bird back in 2017.
Thanks.
She did what?
They had a video of Cheryl when she come around her truck. You seen it? Okay.
Yeah, I saw it.
Well,
you know, I think it's time. I think it's time to get. I think it's time to get to the 5 good things that happened in trucking this week.
5 good things?
5 good things. I want.
Oh, we got good things?
We do have some good things.
Oh my God!
Okay?
Let's do it. Let's talk about it.
You know, this is a sneak peek for the Truckload Carriers Association names 4 highway angels. Accurately Insurance announces trucking appreciation essay contracts winners and UPS drivers honored with Big Brown Truck Parade and more. Last year, the term everyday hero was used constantly in mainstream media when talking about truck drivers. Now you really hear it, right? All that on the news is the latest in the supply chain chaos. However, in our industry, truck drivers and other in the transportation community never stop being heroes. Here are 5 good things that happened this week in trucking. Truckers Carriers Association named Donald Harris Jr., Melissa Bezvenigo, and Adam Troy Miller and Ashley Patel as highway angels for their heroic deeds on the road. Harris, an Artur Express from Killeen, Texas, was honored for stopping to help extinguish a car fire off Interstate 30 in the grassy medium. And you can read the full story if you go to the American Trucker about this man. Benza Fazzino of Carbon Express from Lake Hopatcong, New Jersey, was named a highway angel for stopping at the scene of a 3-wheel vehicle accident after she witnessed a driver lose control. And you can go and read her full story. In fact, they might even come up on my thing here. TCA posthumely recognized Miller, 53, of Hagerstown, Maryland, and Ashley Patel, 46, of Ontario, Canada, for stopping to help at the scene of a serious accident. Both, unfortunately, men were struck and killed while assisting at the crash. Oh, that's just sad. They're helping somebody and they get killed. Ford honors XPO Logistics has been recognized by Ford Motor Company as a top supplier in the category of treat customers like family. Based on the 2020 performance during the Ford World Excellence Awards, XPO is Ford's primary manager of time-critical shipments to manufacturing plants in North America. At the onset of the pandemic, XPO designated a special Ford Expedite program in 4 days to manage the automaker's high-volume shipments of personal protective equipment to hospitals and community. XPO also coordinated multiple carrier services and developed a visual mapping tool that ensured the safe delivery of Ford-produced PPE to thousands of destinations. We thank Ford for this honor, particularly in 2020, put the agility of our team and technology to the test, said Drew Wilkinson, President of Transportation in North America at XPO. We're proud of our ability to deliver critical continuity of service and will continue to drive forward with a responsive supply chain as we have for 20 years. I just hope all those drivers got a little bit of kickback or a little thank you of some type of monetary thank you, because sometimes, people forget that drivers that are doing all this stuff, they're working such long hours. Sometimes a thank you, we all like to be thanked, but a little something would be nice in their paycheck. Just a little something.
Yeah, well.
Arcadia Chances, a city insurance announces Trucking Appreciation Essay Contest winner Sarah Rodriguez, wife to a towing and diesel mechanic, wrote about her husband and his 24-hour, 7 days a week dedication to the truck drivers on the road helping our country moving. My husband may not be a truck driver, but he has affected the lives of many truck drivers, especially this past year. Rodriguez wrote in her winning essay, as a towing and diesel mechanic, he was on call 24/7 for any trucker in need. He has many other clients, but when a trucker called, he would drop everything and be there.
Aww.
And, you can go to www.trucker.com and you can listen to her actually talk about her husband and the essay and all the work that he's done. It's pretty interesting.
Well, them tow truck drivers make a shitload of money. I guess he would drop everything and come get a truck.
Well, some of them wouldn't even do anything during COVID.
Oh, they wouldn't?
No.
Oh, that's sad.
You know, and the next
Sorry,
one,
I've been out of the field for a minute.
FedEx donates $3.5 million to OBIS, Flying Eye Hospital. FedEx has renewed its commitment to OBIS International Sight-Saving Mission with a $3.5 million donation to help provide financial, logistics, and operational support to the organization of its Flying Eye Hospital over the next 5 years. The Orbis Flying Eye Hospital is a mobile teaching hospital that travels the world providing vision-saving eye surgeries and training to local eye care teams. Orbis center of more than 400 volunteer medical experts, including doctors, nurses, and others, carrying out the training and procedures free of charge. FedEx donated the MD-10 aircraft, provides aircraft parts, maintenance, and pilot training at no cost to Orbis. The aircraft is flown by FedEx Express pilots who volunteered during their time off to navigate the plane around the world on these missions. For more than 30 years, FedEx has demonstrated its unwavering commitment to our mission, and we're deeply proud and grateful for this partnership, said Derek Hodke, OBIS President and CEO. The renewed commitment by FedEx will help us train even more eye care professionals around the world so they in turn can help more people to see. Last year, Orbis Virtual Flying Hospital projects had over 850 enrollments by participating from 9 countries. Orbis reached 20 countries through its virtual eye hospital project this year. That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
A UPS driver, my last one for the 5 good things was a UPS driver honored with Big Brown Truck Parade. A UPS driver who has served with the company almost 3 decades was honored with a parade of fellow UPS trucks the morning as they circled by his home in downtown Sparta. Tim Burke was recently diagnosed with a malignant brain tumor and will soon begin treatments, according to the expert. Tina and his wife, Gina McCoy Brock, wish to thank everyone in the community for their prayers. As Brock White said with tears, we're going to fight this with God's amazing power. So that was pretty nice of all his people to get together to do that. And then we all know that we got to do something nice since we already laughed about Volvo, but now here's one good thing Volvo did.
We're laughing at you how you say Volvo.
Volvo.
There we go.
Volvo Trucks extended sponsorship of American road teams in 2022. So they are sponsoring some stuff going on, their road team. So we'll see. I wonder if their road team got those trucks and have to bring them in to get fixed.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I want to give out a shout out to Misty Justice. Tony, he got to go to the CMA Truckers. He got to sing with Wynonna Judd. But Misty, girl, she looked fabulous. After all the cancer and all the recovery and struggles she's went through, she was breathtaking that night. I just wanted to give you a shout out, Misty. You looked awesome.
Well,
and the war paint is really, I think he's fixing to get on the radio, y'all. I think the war paint got him his shot.
really?
Yeah, the video's already been on CMT, and he got to play at the Grand Ole Opry for the Trucker Jubilee last night, Friday night, and War Paint's, I think War Paint's the song that he wrote for Misty when she had breast cancer. I think this is his shot. I think he's going to make it, y'all.
Awesome.
It's
Good job,
hard
Tony.
work. It's
a lot
hard
of
work.
hard work. And he told me, hey, he walked through me and Jake break and said, let me tell you something. You better have lots of money or lots of sponsorship or something, and you be willing to be hungry, because it's a lot of work to climb that wall.
Thing of it is in the past he's been with some pretty big names and stuff. He's done videos and such. And
Shit, George Strait's manager is his manager now.
Right, doing a video or two doesn't do it. You really gotta. You
gotta get out there.
You gotta get out there, and I remember when Tony.
And writing your own songs is the only way to do it, because covering songs all the time, it doesn't mean anything.
Right.
To them.
Doing a good song cover will get you noticed, but it won't get you.
Won't get you anywhere because it's not your song. You gotta write your own.
Well,
here was a thing. I'm glad for them. I hope it works out.
Yeah.
You know, if you read the American Trucker, there's a big thing that's going on, and it's not just in trucking. But this is talking about trucking tonight. It's diversity in trucking. It won't work without inclusion. You know, Today, the word diversity and inclusion go hand in hand. Without an inclusive culture, it's impossible to maintain diversity in any business operation, and that's not just in trucking, but in schools and everywhere else. That's particularly important for the trucking industry, which has a growing labor shortage and hasn't traditionally been known as the most diverse industry. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics data for trucks transportation in 2020 show that women make up just 12.4% of trucking's workforce. In addition, 76.6% of the industry is white, 17.1% is black, 3.6% is Asians, and 22.6% is Hispanic or Latino. Right now, commercial trucking is competing with other industries in a tight labor market in which more than 10 million jobs needed to be filled. As Glassdoor pointed out, more than 3 out of 4 job seekers and employees report that a diverse workforce is important when elevating companies and job offers. The business environment has moved faster than ever, so you have to have diversity of ethnicity, diversity of gender, diversity of thought, and diversity of experience. Eric Fuller is the CEO of U.S. Express, explained during the recent ATA Association's Management Conference and Exhibitions in Nashville. It really starts with the diversity of thought, and we are moving towards international diversity. A few years ago, U.S. Express made an intentional shift towards technology and is focusing on recruiting a younger workforce with artificial intelligent machine learning.
Huh?
So, in other words, younger people that know how to run computers, okay?
Oh, yeah.
And deep
they are
predictive analytics knowledge and experience. As one of the largest carriers in North America, U.S. Express runs a fleet of about 7,000 tractors and 1,500 and almost 16,000 trailers. We are trying to keep up with the startups that are venture capital backed, as we are seeing more and more of that in our space. Fuller pointed out most people coming out of college are looking for a diverse workforce, a diverse company, a diverse industry, and we're seeing that across the board. We are very open about our intention to be more diverse, Fuller added. We have a number of candidates that we tried to hire who are unwilling to come to U.S. because of their perception about the industry and their perception about the community we are in. U.S. Express is based in Chattanooga, Tennessee, which doesn't have the most diverse reputation, Fuller noted, and so convincing applicants to relocate from cities like New York or Atlanta have been a challenge. Total Transportation of Mississippi is headquartered in the most diverse area of Jackson, Mississippi, according to John Stomps, president and CEO. That Stomps said has made recruiting of a more diverse workforce much easier for them. The carrier, which runs 913 trucks and employs 1,600 people, has a team that specializes in historically black colleges and universities in the area to speak about and promote trucking industry. The company, which also totes having nearly 3 times more female drivers than the national average, focuses on hiring the best people no matter who they are. It's easy to be diverse, Stomp said during the MC. Inclusion, however, is a culture. If you've got to have that from the top down. You got to have a commitment from your people. It is better to start at the top. If your people don't believe in it, then you have a problem keeping people around. Creating an environment where people feel they are supported and where there is an infrastructure to support them is important, Fuller noted. For example, if a company has a higher percentage of Spanish-only speaking employees, the company must make sure its HR processes, company guidelines, and overall culture also reflects their employees' needs. Without inclusion, that diversity goes away when they feel they have no support, Fuller said. You can't have one without the other. Unfortunately, you see a lot of companies that go with the diversity piece and don't follow with the inclusion. A business imperative when it comes to return on investment, Fuller said, implementing a diverse and international culture of inclusion and diversity is well worth it. Younger people want a diverse community, a diverse workforce, a diverse company that they can go to. You will not make it in the next 20 years if you don't have an intentional approach around inclusion and diversity. It is business imperative. Stomp added that fleets should keep an eye on their customers' demographic and expectations for working with diverse companies as well. According to McKinley Company research, they said that 35% more were likely to outperform their competitors. It is also worth pointing out that 74% of millennial employees believe their organization is more innovative when it has culture of inclusion, and 40% look for diversity and inclusion. So, in other words, got to start changing our ways, folks.
Well, most of the average drivers are 55 plus, and they're saying we're retiring. And we're going to have 37% less drivers.
Yep, exactly.
So they got to bring in the young techs especially if they're good with computers, because somebody got to run those automated trucks.
Well, yeah, that is true. That's coming.
Can you imagine trying to teach me how to run one of those on the computer? I can't even bother pull up Facebook.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think you have to make changes, but you can't always get rid of the old for the new, because that doesn't always work either. And when they're talking diversity and they're talking inclusion and all of this, I mean, I get what needs to be done, but I think it has to. I don't know. I'm looking at it from where I am. I think there's a lot of things that really need to change, but there's some things that we don't need to change.
Like the Constitution?
Well, that's a big thing.
Well, I say that's one of the major things.
Well,
don't need to change.
The thing of it is, they don't change the Constitution; they just violate it.
They violate it. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to tell you.
Eliminate it. They're trying to eliminate it.
We pay for the national parks. Here's an article that I had. Okay. We pay for the national parks. Okay. There's money that comes out of us. And now what makes me really mad is this week now the national parks have become woke.
What?
They have become woke.
Oh,
people.
My God.
They are,
Here we go again with the woke word.
Yep.
What now?
They speak in woke terms, okay?
Oh, my God.
Because if you thought the cancel culture movement was bad, just wait until you hear this story. On Tuesday, the nation's leading parks nonprofit released a lengthy guide on how to speak in woke terms. The written diatribe also included tips like avoiding using the term Americans, which pisses me off.
What?
It also gives details on how to keep the term white lowercase, but the term black should be capitalized. This information came from the National Recreation and Park Association Executive 17-page Equity Language Guide. This document is intended for parks and recreation professionals and has provided detailed instructions on what words were now acceptable or unacceptable in speaking about race, age, gender, sexual orientation, and ability. The Daily Wire spoke with one of the members of the Parks and Recreations Advisory Boards in Edmond, Oklahoma. He told the news outlet that he was apparently signed up for the NRPA emails. He had received the guide in his box. The advisory board member said that he plans to complain about the manual at the next board meeting. The National Recreation and Park Association boasted that it had spoken with President Joe Biden administration just days after he first took it. They indicated that the reverse decision had been made by Trump's administration. That's which we know is not true. The NRPA guide said use caution with this word about calling people Americans. When we talk about parks and recreation serving communities, we're usually talking about how well they serve all people, whether or not they are U.S. citizens, the guide noted. It clearly advised that people avoid using the term Americans, for any group, and use residents or members of a community as a more inclusive approach. Regarding the capitalization or lack thereof of the terms white and black, the guide said it was a recognition of how language evolves over time. Concerning the term black, the guide said it was reflected a shaved identity and culture rather than a description of skin color. Therefore, it should be capitalized. The guide also said that alien is offensive when used to refer to people. It should not be used even in reference to plants.
Oh, my God.
Okay? This document from the NRPA went into further saying that people's implicit bias is not accessible through introspection, so they advise that the terms minority and person of color are now not acceptable. So what do we call them now? I don't even know how do we call anybody?
Back in the day they said it's not he's not a janitor, he's a custodial engineer. You know what? a word, the name janitor by any other name still means janitor.
I know, kidding.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, the document also had a glossary where they were able to give explanation of other terms that included alley, environmental justice, anti-racism, equality, structural racism, dominant culture, cultural humility, and white supremacy. It was here that all the further relative distinctions between white supremacy and extremist groups like the KKK and the neo-Nazis. They wrote that white supremacy is ever present in our institutional and cultural assumptions and that they often assign value, morality, goodness, and humanity to the white groups. The documents went further saying that often they cast people in communities of color as worthless. I mean, I'm just so sick of this crap. I can't even read anymore.
I got a headache. You gave me an eye ache.
I mean, I gotta tell you, I am so sick of it. You know something? If you're white, you're white. You're black, you're white, black. You're brown, whatever color you are. What the hell difference does it make?
You know what? If you're an American, you're an American.
You're an American.
We're the one paying the bill.
Well, you know where you lost me at, right? When I started shaking.
I'm so tired of this crap. I am so tired of it. So very tired. I'm tired of the fact, I know what I hate? I hate when we have to call black people African Americans. You know, what the hell? If you're born in America, you're a black American. I'm a white American. I'm just an American. You know, I don't say that, what would I say? Syrian, English, Irish. I mean, really? Do I have to go through all that? White person? I mean, it's just so silly.
Heinz 57
you remember Jesse Jackson with his European American. No, we're just white Americans, sorry.
European American. I'm Middle Eastern American.
Oh, Lord, I'm just a Heinz 57.
I mean, give me a break with all this stupid crap.
Some of us can be identified as angry Americans.
Yes, that's what you're saying.
Well, there's a lot of those today.
Yes.
A lot. I fit in that category.
I know. Oh, that's right. I forgot to announce tonight that the Truckers for Troop launching the 2021 campaign.
Huh? No, where we got
The wider association will launch its annual Truckers for Troops Care Packages campaign this week from November 8th to the 15th. So according to the new release, the fundraising effort has been an Awaya tradition since 2007 and is dedicated to sending care packages to service personnel stationed in the combat zones. Truckers for Troops has also helped a variety of veterans facilities in the U.S., including those assisting or housing wounded, disabled, or homeless service mentioned. To date, the effort has raised $698,000. Truckers for Truth also benefits the veterans community project VCP, which provides housing for homeless veterans throughout a community of tiny houses. I love those tiny houses. I think we should have one in our backyard. VCP also
with 2 bedrooms and 1 bath.
Also provides comprehensive services such as navigating the veteran administration and its benefits, identification services, mental and physical health referrals, along with financial counseling. In addition, veterans can receive hygiene kits and access to food pantries, and services are free to all. In December of 2020, Awida donated $24,000 to VCP, the news release stated. During the Truckers for Troop Weeks, a broadcast is planned for each day on Oneida Landline, now satellite radio show on Sirius XM 146. During that week, truckers can join Oneida and renew their membership for $35, with 10% of that money going towards care packages. Oneida matches the 10% dollar for dollar. Individual tax deductible to the Truckers for Troops funds are also welcome and can be paid to Ottawa Foundation for the nonprofit 501c3. Donors can also visit Awada Truck Tour, the Spirit of America Trucker during the campaign and sign up for and renew your memberships. So that's a good thing. See, another good thing for truckers.
Did I hear you say you like to have a tiny house?
Who, me?
Yeah. What was that about?
I said we should put a tiny house in the backyard.
Yeah, and I agreed with her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's more
You don't think we should have one over there?
Oh, we got a lot of yard space back there. I mean, in that big shed, I could turn it into a tiny house for you. You want 2-story?
Well, I was thinking back there by the chicken house.
Oh, That'd be a real tiny house.
Yeah, that would be a really tiny house.
We could turn that chicken coop into a house for her. I mean, there's enough animals, so she wouldn't have to get any animals. There's enough raccoons and deer and everything else.
Yeah.
The bear, that black bear that's snooping around out there.
Oh, yeah.
She'll have plenty of company.
Yeah.
Well, what I'll do is I'll put an attachment on the front of it with 2 seats facing forward out of a glass window. She'll feel like she's in a truck again.
There you
Yeah,
go.
there you go. I like that. Yeah. Cool.
And we can build we can put another house on the other side of the garage.
Are you living in that one?
Well, she's going to oh, no, you are.
No, I want a
You'll be
brand new house.
surprised
I want a
if
brand
she'll
new
put
house.
you in the chicken coop.
We've actually talked about building a house over in that section because
And
this
just-
is actually 2 lots. And,
Yeah, I know.
She keeps saying, we'll live in the new house. I'm like, no, we're living right here where we're at. She goes, no, we'll live in the new house. So then we go back and forth.
Why can't I
This
have
new
the
house
new
ain't
house?
never coming, but
I said, well, I'm getting my porch next spring.
she's getting a hammer and nails out, guys.
Not me. I'm hiring somebody. John
Oh,
goes,
what
don't hire anybody.
Oh.
I don't want you to hire anybody.
Time out.
I don't want you to hire anybody. I'll do it. Yep.
Yeah, and he tells us every day how fucking lazy he is. I'm this lazy. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Well, let us hire somebody. No.
I've been doing my work. Come on.
Well, the problem is, if you can't do the work,
I'm
gotta-
getting the work done. Get out of here with that. If people
Yeah.
weren't blowing leaves, like, I use my mower, you know. I like to use my mower, but you blow leaves into big piles, you know what happens?
who did that?
Well,
I didn't do that.
I didn't do that.
Somebody next door did.
Yeah, somebody next
Oh,
door.
she blew all that stuff down the
Oh,
driveway.
yeah,
Was
we
that?
got
That was
huge-
John.
No,
Who
it wasn't.
did that?
No, it wasn't. It was a.
I know, but I saw him out there blowing leaves too.
Yeah, I had to clean up all that mess. Come on now.
Okay, you
You
need to.
guys just said I don't do any work now. You just say
You
saw
need
me
to.
up
I
in
need.
public-
You need
Right
to
on public radio.
hey, did you know? Did you know that you need to get the what is that? The chainsaw out to cut all that stuff down while the leaves are gone. That'd be a good thing to do
Well, when I'm ready.
Well, just add it to his list.
when he's ready.
Yeah.
Ask me how many years I've been asking for that.
She's got a
Which
list.
one do you want first? You
10
want the
years.
shelf in the closet?
Oh, he's
Or
gonna
do
do
you-
that tonight. He's not going to sleep tonight. He's gonna work on that shelf.
Oh, and and you're gonna try to sleep and go to work in
No,
the morning, so we
I'll
can
be
hear you
fine.
bitch in the morning.
No, that's okay.
That you didn't get
Hey,
no sleep because he was
that's-
building a shelf.
If I have nothing to bitch
Listen, I
about,
gotta take me all night. Holy crap.
Damn!
It's just at the bottom of my list. That's an indoor project. That's a cold weather project. Right now I'm trying to get my outdoor project.
cold weather project. It's
You hear me,
27
Sam?
degrees tonight. 27.
I don't have
honey.
to be married. I just live here and listen to them. It fixes me.
Well, the best part is making up. But anyways, we're not even really fighting.
I know. We're just.
We
It's
fight,
like-
we fight for entertainment around here.
Yeah, actually,
right.
we do
That's
fight
right.
for
We're
entertainment.
Just for the record, the man never loses.
We just let him think he don't.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. You guys must be on something.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Well,
Well,
girl,
you know, that's it for tonight, folks. It's
Yeah.
dinner time. Jedi has to go out for his walk, so John has to take him for his walk. He's waiting for his buddy to go for a walk.
Yeah. And we will see y'all next week. We kind of started a little earlier. I'll make a post. I think
We like to go earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to decide if we're going to do it at 4 or 5.
This new daylight savings thing is killing us already.
Who is it messed up today? This new, man, I've been messed up all day.
Me too. I've been like crazy. It's like I
Shut
can't get
up,
out of my own
John.
way. I can't get out of my own way. I can't get out of John's way
I
either.
had myself muted out, no? I
No,
guess I gotta come back into this.
No. Let's give it a go.
All right,
Hey,
guys,
everybody.
y'all have a good one. We'll see y'all
Remember,
next Sunday.
those who give up their safety give up their freedom.
And also,
right?
believe in America, not the media.
Yep. And one has a moral responsibility to disobey unjust laws. So,
Yep.
right, like she said, to believe in America, not that
Not the
damn media.
media.
Good night. Please drive safely this week. We'll talk again next Sunday. If there's something you would like to talk about, give us a call.
Yeah.
Write it down. We might talk about it. You never know. We never know. What did somebody say? I can't remember now. Something about sex. I have to try to think about that and bring it up next week.
Sex? You said sex?
Somebody was talking to me about saying something about sex, and I forgot what they said. I'll have to let them know what it. We'll have to talk about it next week. I gotta call them back.
All right.
But that's it for tonight. Good night.
Bye.
My granddad said there's nothing scarier than a pissed off woman with a point to prove.